Defending the voiceless, the wrongly accused, facing the foe whose motives are abused. In the courtroom battlefield, they'll stand tall, unveiling corruption, they'll conquer it all. Against the corrupt prosecutors' wrath, with words like weapons cutting like a path, challenging the system that's filled with lies, seeking truth with justice in their eyes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's show. We left off, and apparently yesterday we left off quite close to the end, and only one witness left off yesterday. So the recap will be, well, it will be not short. We will play that witness in its entirety because it's the barbershop owner. And he, like many others, didn't really care for being there. He didn't want to be there. No. But he was a good witness. And today, an undercover cop, of course, started talking about more of the Donovan Thomas shooting. So that is today's show. I mean, it has to be better than Yellow Flag Guy, right? Right? Welcome to the show. Yeah, so on the stand is Barbershop owner. Let's dive right into it, shall we? All right.
Swear firm testimony to give the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
State your first and last name.
Hubbard Parker. Oh, Hubbard. All right, Mr. Parker, just make sure you stay focused or near that microphone so we can all hear your voice, okay?
Sure.
All right, thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Barber.
Good afternoon.
Can you tell the jury what you do for a living, sir?
I'm a barber,
How long have you been a barber?
40 years.
And where do you own your own barbershop?
Yes,
How long have you owned your barbershop?
35 years.
And what part of the city is your barbershop?
Atlanta.
Is your barbershop on McDaniel Street?
Yes,
And is it on 330 McDaniel Street?
yes,
How long have you owned a barbershop at 330 McDaniel Street?
30 years.
And now, do you know some of the other businesses that are around your shop?
Sure.
Is there any other barbershops nearby?
Yes.
Are you friendly with them or are they competition?
No, friendly.
Who owns the other barbershop?
Mr. George.
Is Mr. George still with us today?
No, he deceased.
Were you close with him?
Yes, I used to work with him.
Do you know, the barbers that work in your shop and the barbers in Mr. George's shop, are y'all friendly with each other?
Yes,
Now, back in, January 10th of 2015, what color was your barbershop?
green.
Is it green today?
No,
When did it get repainted?
probably a year or so.
Now, can you describe to the jury inside your barber shop, how many chairs do you have?
6.
And if I were to walk in the front door of your barber shop, would McDaniel Street be behind me?
Sure.
And what is the barber chair that you use? Is it close to the front door or in the back?
In the back.
Is there a barber chair in your shop that your father's?
Yes.
Where's that barber chair shop?
Next to my chair.
And typically, if you yourself were working or in the barbershop, would you be at that back barber chair that you work at?
Yes.
Now, is that the best vantage point in that shop to see what's going on in the shop?
Exactly.
Does it sit up a little bit higher than the rest of the shop?
Yes.
And now, if you're standing there and someone comes in the front door, can you see them?
Sure.
Back in 2015, were you able to see much outside of your barbershop windows?
Sure.
Did you have any burglar bars on the window?
Yes.
And can you tell the jury back on 2015, or have your hours changed much since you've been owning and working at that barbershop, sir?
Yes.
What were your hours back on January 10th, 2015?
From 9 to like 8:30.
Okay. And now, how many days a week would your shop be open?
About 6.
Do you typically take the same day off each week?
Not really. Different days.
Now, would people ever hang out before or after getting a haircut at your barbershop?
No, not in my barbershop, around the barbershop, yes.
Where would people tend to congregate around your barbershop?
On the outside.
Okay. Now, what was the parking like at your barbershop? So if I was coming to get a haircut by you, where would you park?
Well, on the right side of the barbershop.
Is the right side, is that toward Mr. George's barbershop?
No.
Is that towards, is there a Texaco?
Texaco, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that parking lot between your shop and Texaco is where customers would park.
Yes.
Who would park between you and Mr. George's barbershop?
I guess anyone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, did you ever know someone by the name Peanut or Nut?
Yes.
How did you know them?
I'm coming to Mr. George's barbershop.
So would Peanut typically get his haircut at Mr. George's shop?
Yes.
But you used to work there, so did you know him?
I had just met him recently though.
But did you know of him?
I heard of him.
Now, is he still alive today?
No.
Where were you the night that he passed away?
At the barbershop.
Were you at 330 Daniel Street?
Yes.
So can you tell the jury, break down that afternoon or early night for me, was there anything unusual about that day at the barbershop?
No.
Were you, was there any sport events going on that day?
Yeah, I think we were watching Super Bowl or something.
Was that January 10th, 2015?
Hi, Dave.
Sure.
Why do all good
And,
things happen in barbershops?
That
Well,
evening, did you have any other barbers working with you?
this one
Sure.
might be a
How
tad bit
was the
negative.
barbershop that day?
Pretty crowded.
And how did you first learn something happened?
What you mean?
Like what, did you see something, hear something? How did you know?
Oh, I just heard something.
And what did you hear?
Like some firecrackers.
When you first heard firecrackers,
Mhm.
did you hear it sound like one firecracker or multiple?
Like multiple.
And what was your initial reaction when you heard what sounded like firecrackers?
And just somebody shooting, out there playing around with some firecrackers at first.
What made you change thinking initially it was firecrackers?
Because everybody started running outside.
What did you do? Did you run?
Yes. I ain't run. I just got down on the shop.
When you first heard it, were you in the spot of your barbershop that we talked about in the very back?
Yes.
Was there people between you and the front door?
What you mean?
Like, was there other people in your shop when you heard this?
Sure.
And did you all run towards the back of your shop?
Yes. Well, we all got on the floor in my shop.
Now, after that, did you ever call for help or call 911?
No. Someone else did, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna publish what's already been admitted as 2 Yankee Alpha. I'm just gonna publish a 20-second clip for you.
Mhm.
It should come up in just a couple seconds.
Okay, let's watch some more video. I'm assuming it's surveillance. If they get the technology working. Yeah. Hold on here a minute. Now, yes, this is already admitted, but this guy didn't make the 911 call. So why is it played again?
Yes, police over here on the north side of McDaniel.
North side of McDaniel, body control.
Yeah, at Harold Liberty Barbershop. Somebody don't got shot.
Hope them was gonna hang up. When Mama said, do not hang up.
Ms. Parker, was that you on that call?
Yes, they do sound like, yeah.
Is your barbershop today and back then, Hair Barber Unlimited?
Yeah, what you mean, hair barber?
What's your barbershop called?
Hair unlimited?
Hair Unlimited.
Yes,
Is it possible you use someone else's phone when you call 911?
probably did. They dialed a hectic me or something, yeah, because I don't remember you picking it up, calling from my phone.
That's fair. Was it
Yeah.
hectic or chaotic after when everybody started running the shop after what you heard?
No, it was just chaotic. Everybody just on the floor.
Now, after making that 911 call, sir, did EMS or police ever arrive to your shop? Or that area?
Well, later,
Later than
yeah.
what did you do after making that call? Like, were people, did you go outside? Did you stay in the shop? Do you remember what you did after making that 911 call for help?
Nah,
That's all right.
don't recall.
Now, I'm gonna publish, or let me ask you this, either yourself or people in the barbershop, was anyone that you were aware of that was inside your shop, shot?
No,
Did you have any, bullet holes in the outside of the building?
sure.
Did you have, how many would you have to ballpark that you had?
I can't recall.
That's all right. I'm gonna publish what's already been admitted as 10 Yankee. Ms. Barber, there's a screen to your left. It's probably easiest, there's a bigger one behind you, but is that the barbershop we've been discussing that going for 30 years?
Sure,
And is that the green we were talking about, it was painted back in January 10th, 2015?
yes.
I'm gonna turn to State's Exhibit 9 Yankee.
I mean, free Wi-Fi? Yeah, that's a hangout spot.
And it has a slight delay, but Ms. Parker, do you know whose car that is parked in front of your shop?
Yeah, my dad.
Is that where he would typically park?
Yes.
Do you recall ever having to get his car fixed after that night that Pino was killed?
No, they couldn't fix it, I don't think.
Did your dad ever drive that car again?
No,
Now, I'm gonna publish Mr. Parker 12 Yankee, and another photo should come up. We were talking about Mr. George's barbershop. If I was the cameraman, would Mr. George be to my right or left?
it would be to the right.
And did you always have that? Is that kind of an advertising
Don't talk
you know,
to
on the side of the
Mike.
barbershop there?
Sure.
I'm gonna publish
Thank you, Lord Talking
State's
Mike.
Exhibit 14 Yankee, sir.
And hello, Siobhan.
And I'm gonna have a little help from this night. You can zoom in towards the top. Did you have surveillance cameras back in 2015?
Sure.
And did you, were they multiple spots outside and inside your shop?
Yes.
If something ever happened near your shop or outside your shop, would police ever sometimes come and try to retrieve the surveillance video?
Sure.
Do you recall any, or started looking at 14 Wild, do you see any of your surveillance cameras that you had back then in 2015?
Yes.
Are they, or can you, is there one on the upper left of the building and one in the middle?
One in the middle.
I'm gonna use, there's a stick that I couldn't find because it was right next to Mr. Parker. If you wouldn't mind, could you just point out where they are in this exhibit?
I don't feel like.
All right, that's all.
Oh, now you can find surveillance camera. You had a really hard time a few months ago outside the laundromat. You even claimed there weren't any surveillance camera, but the defense said, "What's that?" True witness, that's a surveillance camera. All right. It's amazing how this prosecution can find surveillance cameras and surveillance photo when it suits them. But when they know it means jack crap to their case, poof, gone. Missing, like so many reports.
How's it all? Yes.
I got one, if you bear with me,
Okay.
there's a little bit of quick technology might make this easier for us.
Mhm.
So this red dot, if you draw a circle, it will come
All
up.
right, ready. I'm drawing it.
I'm gonna try it again, hold on. Bless you, Mr. Honor. Okay. And do you see those, is there also some security cameras that look like they are black to the green?
Yes.
Now, do you have surveillance cameras on your shop all the way around?
Sure.
Okay. And did you have a surveillance camera inside your bar shop?
Sure.
I'm publishing state's exhibit, or, hold on one second. Now, I'm gonna approach Your Honor with what's marked as 292 Yankee, and it has, subsections alpha through delta inside of it. It's a physical disc. There's, if any defense counsel wanna come up, I'll explain.
Anytime now, prosecutor. Anytime now. Skipping ahead.
After I show those to defense counsel, I'm gonna approach the witness with 292 Yankee. All right. Mr. Parker, I handed you a disc labeled 292 Yankee. Do you see that?
Sure.
Do you recognize what's on that disc?
What you mean?
Have I shown you, or have you looked at or been shown what's on that disc before stepping into court?
Oh, sure.
And did you recognize what was on it?
I ain't gonna say I recognize, I don't remember all that was on it.
Did what was depicted? Did it seem like or not seem like your barbershop at 330 Main Street?
Yes.
Sitting here presently, you don't remember how it looked back then. Is that fair?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'm saying objections to form. You can rephrase.
When you looked at those surveillance cameras, is it fair to say you told me and investigator Deputy Chief Long?
I'm gonna check the same ground.
So,
Sustained objection.
Ms. Parker, have you met before?
Sure.
And when I met you, was it at your barbershop?
Sure.
I met you once with Lieutenant Baker. Is that fair?
Sure.
And second time was with Deputy Chief Long.
Sure.
Oral objection.
And when I met with you the second time with Deputy Chief Long, did I show you some videos on computer?
Isn't there now they're really forthcoming in did we meet then and there? Earlier in the trial, they had amnesia about meeting with witnesses. Isn't that weird?
Sure.
And after showing you those videos, did you recognize?
I don't remember.
Do you remember that when me and Deputy Chief Long were there at your shop, I showed them to you and you recognized them as your barbershop surveillance videos?
Oral objection.
You may answer, sir.
I don't recall.
Now, presently today, before you got on the stand, did you and me, did I show you something on the disc outside the hall?
Sure.
And was it me and Deputy Chief Long who had been to your shop at the time I just talked about?
Sure.
And did I show you 4 videos that were on that disc?
Sure.
And after I showed you those 4 videos, did you recognize them?
I don't recall.
Do you remember stating that you recognize them as your surveillance videos from your shop?
No.
Did I ask your permission or did I ask you to initial that disc?
Yes.
And did you not want to initial it?
Sure.
Did I ask your permission to write on there, maybe hard to read because it's my handwriting, but to write refuse to sign on it and date?
Sure.
Now, with what you did review, regardless of the date, was it your barbershop on those videos I showed you?
What you mean, what's in my barbershop?
Was the videos I showed you, the surveillance videos, did they depict your barbershop or the surrounding areas?
I don't remember.
Why did you not want to initial this problem?
I just didn't want to.
Now, when you and me met before with DC Law, did you were always upfront with me, is that fair to say?
Sure.
And you stressed that when the courtroom, you may not remember or say you don't remember those videos, is that fair?
Correct.
And do you currently have surveillance videos on your shop today?
Sure.
Do you have more or less surveillance cameras around your shop than you did back on January 10th?
I sustain the objection.
Mr. Parker, I'm gonna show you a couple photographs. Any defense counsel can approach is 286 Yankee through 291 Yankee. 286
But this is
291.
in excess of foundational. because yes, he owns the barbershop. Yes, he was there at the time of the shooting. Yes, he has surveillance video. Again, prosecution just draws it out unnecessarily. Skipping ahead because the prosecutor doesn't have papers, and there you
Your
go.
Honor, I have shown defense counsel 286 Yankee through 291 Yankee. I'm gonna approach the witness and hand Mr. Parker.
Mhm.
Mr. Parker, if you could just take a minute and look at those, and just look up at me when you're done, sir.
Hey, Sylvia.
And Ms. Parker, have you been able to look at those?
Sure,
Do you recognize those photographs?
sure.
What are they?
My barbershop.
And are they a fair and accurate depiction of how your barbershop looks today?
Sure.
Your Honor, at this time, the state's gonna tender into evidence, states that it's 286 Yankee through 291.
Any objection, it states 286 Yankee through 291 Yankee.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Okay, relevance, okay, all right. Don't need to speak anything. Anything else? Mr. Sharp, and then Mr. Adams. Sorry, he rose first, sir.
Also 403. I can
Okay, all right.
further.
Okay, I don't need any more explanation. I know what 403 is. All right, Mr. Adams.
Objection, not vote.
I'm sustaining the objection. I'm on all three grounds.
Okay, Your Honor. So.
Prosecution tries to enter
Um,
irrelevance.
I just showed this to the defense counsel, Your Honor. It's March 292 Yankee Echo. Ms. Parker, I'm gonna show you this. And once you review that, just let me know, sir.
Okay,
Do you recognize anyone in 292 Yankee Echo?
sure.
How do you recognize them?
It's me.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of how you yourself look?
Yes,
And do you recognize the location?
sure.
Your Honor, at this time, the state's gonna tender into evidence, state's exhibit 292 Yankee Echo.
Any objection, Mr. Sharp?
Same two objections, Your Honor.
What two objections, sir?
Relevance.
I'm gonna overrule your objection, but can you lay a little more foundation as to time and place?
Yes,
When
Your
when the photo was taken, when the photo was taken, please?
Ms. Parker, are you older or younger in this photograph?
Older.
You're older in the photograph that you looked at?
Yeah, now.
Oh, you're-
2015.
You're looking better now? Is that it?
No.
No harm, if that's what you wanna go with. no harm.
Yeah, sure,
Ms. Parker, it's a bad question. That photograph was taken of you a while ago. Is that
sure,
correct?
yes,
Does it seem to be about how you look in 2015?
sure.
Your Honor, at this time, the state will tender into evidence, state's exhibit 292 Yankee Echo in evidence.
Any further objection? All right, states 292 Yankee Echoes admitted, may be published as you see fit.
Publishing said exhibit, Your Honor. So, Ms. Parker, the jury's gonna get to see what you were talking about. So, it's gonna have it in front of you, but can you point out to the jury which one of these two individuals is yourself?
The short guy.
In the bottom left.
That short
Okay.
guy.
And is that from the vantage point, or is this one of your surveillance videos that you have in your shop?
Sure,
And is your barbershop, what we were talking about, basically, are you standing at where your chair would be?
sure,
Do you see that, all you can see in this, but you see the gentleman standing beside you?
Support your
Sure.
local businesses.
See how there's someone sitting
you're in the
behind him
neighborhood.
wearing sweatpants?
yes,
Is
Pay
that your
your
father?
barbershop
Sure.
a visit.
Is that his chair?
sure,
If you feel safe enough.
And that's your
I
front
don't know.
door in the very back of this? Is that
Sure.
right? Now, Ms. Parker, do you recall giving any members of the Atlanta Police Department surveillance video back in 2015, sometime after when Peanut was killed?
did I what now?
Do you remember ever getting at some point after Peanut was killed, surveillance video from your shop?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna also publish, Mr. Parker, State's Exhibit 116 Yankee. Now, Ms. Parker, is this the front of your shop?
Sure,
And for customers, people coming and going, is that the door that they would use, your front door?
Sure.
And before the night that Nutt was killed, did your front door have bullet holes in it like it's depicted in this photograph?
No.
Did it after the night he was killed?
Yes.
Did you ever have to ultimately get those fixed?
My dad did.
Did he fix it himself?
I guess he hired somebody.
Publishing States Exhibit 1. Well, I'm gonna go to Publishing States Exhibit 130 Yankee. Mr. Parker, is this the inside of the barbershop?
Sure.
That's your chair in the back.
Sure.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
And was there people, so you see those chairs in the bottom right of this photograph, like, are those customer chairs?
What you mean in the
Like,
bottom?
they're not barber chairs.
Where, you mean the black chairs?
Correct.
Yes,
Is that where people who were waiting to get a haircut, would they sit in those chairs?
sure.
And, the night that you called 911, was there people in that area of your barbershop?
Yes,
And was there people sitting in these barber chairs?
yes.
Okay. And Ms. Parker, I'm gonna use this pointer, because I'm old school and I may mess up the tech. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna, are these, when I was talking about the black chairs in your shop, is this what you were talking about?
Yeah.
And with barber chairs, we were talking about these.
Yes.
And so that night that Nutt was killed, there was people in both of those chairs. Is that fair?
I can't remember.
That's all right.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep this, I mean. Now. Ms. Parker, I'm gonna publish what's already been admitted as 131, Yankee. And is this another view of those chairs where, this is the group of chairs where guests or customers would sit, is that
Sure.
fair?
Sure.
And this is McDaniel Street out here, right?
Sure.
Did any of your windows, do you remember ever having to fix any of your windows after the shooting?
Sure.
Do you remember which of these two you had to fix? Like, would it have been this one or this one?
It'll be that one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna publish State's Exhibit 135 again. So this other photograph, Ms. Parker, is this window we were just talking about, the one you had to get fixed?
Sure.
And is that the bullet hole you had to fix?
Sure.
Now, back then, was there a TV? Did you have any TVs in the shop?
Yes.
If I was sitting in one of those customer chairs, where would be the closest TV I could look?
In front of you.
So if I was this cameraman, would the TV be somewhere up here?
Yeah, we're in the corner.
Okay. Now, if there ever was a big sport event playing, would you have football, baseball, basketball, something on if it was a big sport event?
Sure. Yes.
And in this exhibit, is that your TV in the upper left corner, Mr. Parker? Or you have one in both corners? Is that-
Sure.
Now. One brief overview. It's already been,
Ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm gonna publish what's already been admitted as 293 Yankee chart.
This could have been a riveting testimony, but this
293
junior
Yankee chart.
prosecutor is really boring.
Your Honor, the technical difficulties, they answer more questions for Mr. Parker this time. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Hold on.
All right, that's it. Time for cross-examination. See what this brings.
Mr. Adams, anything, sir? Cross?
I apologize, Your Honor, I didn't hear.
That's okay. That's all right.
All right, Ms. Parker, good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. My name is Keith Adams.
Yes.
I represent Mr. Williams, the gentleman who's sitting right there.
Sure.
All right, you are owner or part owner of the barbershop that we've been talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, and just a couple questions about what you know about what happened on the evening of January 10th, 2015, okay?
Sure.
You were there that night.
Yes,
There were other people in the barbershop, right?
yes,
There was a game on,
sure.
football game. Probably wasn't the Super Bowl since it was
It
early
was
January.
some, yeah.
One of the playoffs, I guess?
Playoff, probably, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Probably a game where Dallas was probably losing, something like that.
Probably.
Okay. All right, but there were people, it was a regular evening where things were going on there in the barbershop.
Sure,
Right, in terms of what you saw, first you heard what sounded like firecrackers.
correct,
You thought someone's outside playing with some firecrackers or something like that.
exactly,
But then I think I heard you say that you started to see people running.
right.
Now, was that outside that you kind of saw some movement, people running, or are we talking about inside the store?
Outside and then start inside,
Okay, you didn't see what was going on. You
Yeah.
heard the noise.
Yeah.
You saw the people running,
correct,
and I think I heard you say that you hit the ground.
exactly.
Okay, other people inside kind of.
Yeah,
Ground as well.
yeah, took cover.
Right.
Mhm.
Did you ever go outside when? I mean, I presume things kind of subsided after a while. You stopped hearing any firecrackers or shots or anything like that.
Yes,
You didn't go outside. Did
No.
you? Okay. It is fair to say that you heard your voice. All right, we're good. All right. You heard your voice on a 911 tape.
sure,
Short, you called the police, and I think I heard you say, "Look, send the police. Somebody done got shot."
yeah.
All right. Now you didn't actually see anyone.
Yeah, they ran in the shop saying somebody got shot.
That's what people inside were saying.
No, there were people from the outside running in my shop trying to take cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a question. That's a question that I got for you.
Yeah,
Step over here. Maybe this. There's a lot of commotion.
correct,
But you're not in a position to really say to the jury or to tell us really what's going on outside, just that there's shots and there's some commotion out there.
right.
You didn't see what was going on before you started hearing the shots, right?
Mhm.
First-
No.
Okay. And immediately after the shots, you didn't see what was going on out there.
Correct.
You wouldn't be in a position to describe any vehicles that were outside at the time. True.
No,
How many vehicles were outside at the time? How many people were around the parking lot or the area outside? We don't know that from what you said.
correct,
It's clear that after the fact, you come to realize that there are shots that have been fired and the barbershop had been hit by some of those shots.
correct,
And your cameras outside and inside of the shop.
sure,
Sometime after all of this commotion went down, the police showed up.
correct.
You remember them coming in the store, any police officers, detectives, anyone like that, and talking to you specifically?
Now they came and talked to my dad.
Okay,
Mhm.
but not you?
Well, they spoke with me.
I'm gonna guess that you really didn't have much to tell them other than what you just testified to a while.
Sure,
In regards to the video cameras,
Mhm.
were they talking to your dad about getting the footage from the video cameras? Or
Sure.
were they talking to you,
my dad.
your dad? All right. Sounds like your dad was really the one who was
Yeah.
kind of interacting with the cops the most.
Yes,
The person that the prosecutor asked you about, you referred to him as P Knuckle as Nut. Did you know that person is Donovan Thomas? You know his name?
no,
Okay. All right. But if I heard correctly, he generally frequented the other barbershop,
yeah, Mr. George.
Mr. George.
Yes,
Okay. Do you know whether the police spoke to, other than you briefly and your dad, the other people who were there inside of the barbershop? Folks getting a haircut,
Right.
folks who were there. Did you see the police interviewing or talking to those folks as well?
no, I don't remember that. Mhm.
How long did you stay around after all this went down?
Until it was over with, it was a crime scene, so I had to stay.
Okay, so you were there until the cops left? pretty
Yeah,
much?
inside, yes,
All right. And that's it. That's pretty much your involvement. You were there, you heard it, you saw some commotion, spoke to the cops, observed some damage to the shop, and that was pretty much it.
correct.
Parker, that's all I got. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Weinstein, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Matthews, anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. D. Williams, anything? Mr. Garner, anything? Mr. Short, anything? Mr. Short? Okay, all right. Anybody I miss? Okay, all right. State anything further?
Just very quick, Your Honor. Ms. Parker, Mr. Adams asked you about your father, Mr. video, you remember that?
Yes,
Is your father still with us today?
no, he deceased.
Have you ever known if something happened in or around your shop, would it be usual or unusual for your dad to give some surveillance video to the police if they asked?
Not all the time,
Sometimes.
sometime.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Sure.
Anything further?
No, sir. No, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
That
And Mr. Parker
was
will be permanently temporarily excused as a witness.
Mr. Parker, make a comment.
interesting.
Mr. Parker, I'm going to permanently excuse you as a witness. That means You can go back to your usual duties and avocation. Hope you age even younger, okay?
Yeah, you
All
come
right,
stay,
okay.
you come see me and get a haircut.
I might take you up on that. My beard's getting a little long. All right, but sir, please don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was just foundation on what, okay, it's a barbershop. They had surveillance cameras. But that could any cop testify to as well. So they took time out of this business owner's life for a short amount of time. So, okay. This should be the length of most witnesses in this trial. Because so far the prosecution has nothing.
All right, state and need a representative from the defense, please.
Okay. That brings us to dun 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 sidebar number 191. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Let's skip ahead a bit.
Okay, we've come to a natural stopping point. So
Let's see what they are talking about after.
the 7th, we will be here. You'll need to report at 8:30. The 7th, you 30 for an anticipated 10 o'clock. 30 for an.
Okay.
The 4th, which is a Tuesday, you'll come going into the first week of June, starting on June the 3rd.
See.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will have an administrative day on the 3rd. Okay.
Okay. No
Monday the
time
3rd
Monday.
of June, you
No
will have an
time
administrative
Monday.
day. The 4th, which is a Tuesday, you will come in for 9:30 for anticipated 10 o'clock start time.
Okay.
The 5th, which is a Wednesday, you all will come in at 9:30 for an anticipated 10 o'clock start time.
Okay. No
Thursday, the 6th, you all will come in at 8:30 for an anticipated 9 o'clock start time. However, on that day, that will be an abbreviated day for you as
day.
we will conclude at noon. Okay.
Okay. Half day on Thursday.
The 7th, we will be here. You'll need to report at 8:30 for an anticipated 9 o'clock start time, and that will be a full work day.
Oh, Friday is full work day. All right. So nothing on Monday, but.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go through the 14th, but the 10th of June, 8:30 for it's Monday, for an anticipated 9 o'clock start time. The 11th of June, which is a Tuesday, 9:30 for an anticipated 10 o'clock start time.
Okay.
12th, which is Wednesday, we will convene at 9:30 for an anticipated 10 o'clock start time. Thursday, the 13th, if you could meet for 8:30 for anticipated 9 o'clock start time, we'll work the balance of the day, rest of the day. And then the 14th, which is a Friday, we will start at 12:30 with an anticipated 1 o'clock start time. Those days on Fridays, I have Veterans Court during the morning, that's what, or any other methods. Okay. And I shared this with the lawyers, but just for purposes of the record, it'll be marked as the next court's exhibit in order. Dear Judge, I'm juror 187. I know you said we don't suppose to go to the crime scene, but I'm right there in the middle of 330 McDaniel Street. It's so much I can't put into words. Right across the street from there is a clubhouse where I had my grandson repassed at 369 McDaniel Street. That's what you wrote me, correct? All right. Yes. Madam, just want to remind you, as we said, that during the admonitions, okay, you live near there, right? So you can't help the way that you, or can you vary your route to avoid that?
No.
Okay, so, and that's what we want to make sure.
That's not entirely good, in my opinion. You have someone who lives in the smack middle of this. Yeah.
There's nothing we can do about that. But remember not to share anything. Don't take any pictures. Don't talk with your colleagues in the back about that particular location. Have you shared anything with them thus far?
No.
Okay, you're not going to do that, right?
No.
Okay, all right. And remember, you can only consider what's presented to you within the four walls of this courtroom on any matter of this particular case. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, all right. And we appreciate you bringing it up to our attention. But at this point,
He's
bless you,
honest.
there's, you know, it's, I'm not going to ask you to move. I can't
Hey,
ask you to
Sammy.
move. And, you know,
Hey, Brandon.
because you live there, and there's nothing you can do about avoiding that particular area, okay? But just remember what I said. No pictures, no sharing it with your fellow jurors, no discussion about that. And you can only consider what you hear in.
Okay, let's skip ahead. See if they are talking about something.
And who is your witness for tomorrow?
Teague, T-A-G-E.
Yeah, they are talking about today. So it's Officer Teague, who is an undercover. currently.
TATUG? Huh?
Alpha, G-U-E.
Pronounce that for me.
Teague,
Teague?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a reminder, on Friday,
Mr. Teague, Ms. Teague.
I will do
Detective,
recap.
Okay.
and it's a he,
Okay.
and he
And on Friday, I will start, because some of you have been suggesting to me, I should look into SOVCITs, sovereign citizens. So I'm checking and looking for stuff, because the only SOVCIT I've ever seen is that, oh, what's his face? The parade guy. That's the only one. So it will be interesting to see the the real stuff, because I have not seen any of that. But that is on Friday after the recap.
works undercover, so.
Brooks, thank you. Yeah, Darryl
Is he,
Brooks.
what,
That's the only
who
one.
is he with?
Atlanta Police.
Okay, all right. Is that the extent of it? Is he an active undercover detective at this point in time?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that if Mr. Harvey were here, Mr. Gardner, he would probably object. So I'm going to assume that you have an objection as to that. Is that correct, sir?
Correct.
Okay, all right. And consistent with our earlier discussions, he'll be permitted to. Mr. Steele.
Your Honor, I filed a motion previously. I have to get the number concerning Mr. Wise. I spoke with him with District Attorney Hilton, pursuant to your court's order to make people available. He did not wish to speak with me, but he also said to me, I don't have any information. I didn't do. There's nothing that I know or saw, etc. I put it into writing in a motion because if the state's calling him, then I assume that that's an inconsistency. So
In terms of what? Just
he tells me with the DA that he has nothing, not only not directed at me, not saying I have nothing to say to you, just I have nothing to say about the issue, the case. I have nothing of relevance, but yet he's being called. So I'd like to know or have a statement or a memo or why he's being called, because that would be an inconsistent statement. He said he has no relevant information.
well,
And then he's being called as a witness. So I think that is Brady evidence. I'd like to know about it today.
let's find out whether or not what's Mr. Wise going to testify to?
Judge, as we stated earlier in these proceedings, Mr. Wise was at the barbershop where Mr. Thomas was getting his haircut, and where Mr. Thomas, I believe, paid for other persons to get their haircut. This is all in the record. It's previously provided to Mr. Steele on the record. He provides sort of a.
He being Mr. Wise provides.
Correct, provides relevant background information that preceded the shooting. We are not asking Mr. Wise, because to our knowledge, Mr. Wise has never informed us, never informed anybody that he saw who did the shooting. He's not here to talk about what kind of car
Why
they were
is he
in.
there?
He's not here to talk about what anybody was wearing that was doing the shooting. He's here to give the background
Well, what
information previously provided on the record to everyone.
So what was going on in the barbershop at that time?
Correct.
All right. And
No,
Mr. Steele,
not at that
would
time.
probably be relevant.
Before.
So
the shooting.
even though he might have told you he didn't know anything, witnesses often sometimes say that, but I'm sure he's going to have, based on the state's proffer, it seems like he will have something that is relevant to potentially add.
Would you consider what the relevance is that Mr. Thomas paid for other people's haircuts?
Well, the relevance of that, sir, would be what was going on in the barbershop at the time before the shooting. If that's what is being testified to. I haven't previewed the testimony, but you've made kind of a preliminary objection as to it. I'm going to tell you my preliminary ruling would probably be admissible.
Now, is that for continuing objection?
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything else? Yes? No, not, oh, y'all getting, no, go ahead, Mr. Sharp.
I just wanted to remind the court, that the state indicated the last name they gave was Mr. Davis. I believe they're referring to a gentleman by the name of Sammy Davis. I wanted to remind the court that on, I believe it was October 12th of 2023, Your Honor signed a very detailed order ruling that out of court identification made by Mr. Davis was inadmissible. And my understanding is that Mr. Davis, based on my belief and my review of this case, is that Mr. Davis will not be making any in-court identifications. So I don't dispute that the state could call Mr. Davis and say whether he was out there or not, and if he heard gunfire or whatever. But regarding much else than that, I would like to remind the court all of the court's prior ruling, and I intend to make sure that the state strictly adheres to that.
If you would do me a favor, provide me a copy of that before we begin tomorrow, okay?
Yeah,
That order, if you provide me a copy, that would be good. You can send it to me electronically or,
I'll send it right now.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you for the reminder, but, okay.
Yeah. So remember, Judge Glanville forced the prosecution to trim down the witness list to the bare minimum to prove their case, so to speak. This previous witness, yeah, okay, he's the owner, of course, he can be there. But this guy may have been there and heard gunshots. That's already been testified to now. That means he's unnecessary. Imagine if the prosecution were allowed to have all these 750 witnesses, how much of that is pure garbage instead of now mostly garbage, or well, they're all garbage. Is it a yellow? No, it's a peach. Tammy, it's peach, I think. Something of the sort.
All right, anything else?
Nope. And that means we are now going into today. Hold on. So let me get that lined up. Dun dun dun.
Doesn't matter.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. There. Okay. Now we are finally up to today. So they have had technical difficulties in the courtroom today. So it's kind of an even shorter day than anticipated. But let's go right into it.
We're back on the record in the matter of the state of Georgia versus Khalif Adams et al. 22 SC 183572. I see Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Bosman, Mr. Shark. Good afternoon, gentlemen. All right, Mr. Williams. To it. Okay, but I noticed him immediately. So
Yeah, they are having a new law student there.
I expect we'll hear a great deal.
so you're getting rid of Miss Halterwinger or what? There's that one assistant rule. So you're gonna have to either have physical challenge or something.
We have a physical challenge. Because they have me, so. But anyway.
Okay, all right.
I appreciate
Yes, it's fine, sir.
the gentleman.
It's fine. It's fine. Sir, welcome. Hope you will
The last
facilitate your soon-to-be legal
2 days
education, all right?
last week and the
Okay,
first
welcome.
day of this week.
All right. Mr. Kendrick and Mr. App, good afternoon.
Yellow flag
All
guy.
right, Mr. Huey,
and
Mr.
I own
Matthews
the
Jr.,
Baltic
good
guy.
afternoon. Mr. Nichols
This is the
and
trimmed
Mr.
down version.
Oh, it's Miss Westmoreland. Welcome back. Good afternoon, madam and sir. And then Mr. We,
Just a suggestion, I think before Sammy Davis testifies, there's just multiple legal issues and discussions that need to be had.
I don't think there are. I read the order and I'm good with the state's not going to seek any, any out of court identity.
Yeah. So now they are continuing to talk about this witness who is not allowed to make out of court identification. But apparently, the judge says, well, they can still call him. Wasting time.
Identification, whether or not they seek an in-court identification, I said I would take that up if that were the case. I don't know whether or not they're going to do that, but my order is pretty clear about what I ruled upon.
I agree, Your Honor. The only thing I'm saying is I would hope the state would give notice that they intend to seek an in-court identification, but then we would have to analyze that as far as individual origin. There isn't one in my.
Well, remember, I didn't rule upon that because that wasn't before me. You haven't filed anything, and there's nothing for me to consider at this point in time.
Well, Your Honor, I did in the initial motion, but he wasn't here to testify, so we didn't address the independent origin. And it was speculative whether he can make an in-court identification. All I'm seeking to avoid, Your Honor, is if there is going to be a attempt for an in-court identification, I don't think there will be.
Let's find out. Are you going to try and do an in-court identification and all, madam?
At this point, Your Honor, we don't intend to. We've not shown Mr. Davis any recent photographs of either of the defendants.
Okay.
Mr. Davis says he recognizes somebody.
Well, that's another thing. Well, I can't postulate them for them, sir. Listen, there are pros and cons with any such attempt to do so, and I'll leave that for that time.
And Your Honor, all I'm going to say is, and I have a bunch of cases, if the state is seeking to do so, the burden is on them to show an independent origin outside the presence of the jury before that needs to be mitigated.
Then you need to file a motion.
I have filed a motion.
We covered the out-of-court identification. Remember, I couldn't rule upon the in-court identification. So if you want to particularize that, you need to file it. Okay?
The reason we didn't get to the in-court before was because he wasn't here.
Okay, but that's something you're going to have to still posture, sir. Okay? I mean, but at this point, I don't have anything before me. The state's told us told you that, and all of us, that they're not going to seek an in-court identification. Now, there's nothing which says if he recognizes somebody in the courtroom that wouldn't be proper. However, here's the other thing: you gotta lay a foundation for it, as well as there are pros and cons and risks with an in-court identification that goes bust. So, I'll leave it at this point in time. All right, and I'm going to include thank you for sending me the order, Mr. Short, and I am going to include it as the next course exhibit in order for the reminder. Okay. All right. Summon our jurors, please. Oh, yes. This witness is not to be filmed because he has active undercover operations. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Summon our jurors, please.
Did you ever decide on a screen? I saw an email from Ms. Hilton to the Honorable Court, CC to us.
What kind of?
She asked for a screen and you had concerns about it because, we couldn't see, our clients couldn't see.
No, I don't. When was this sent?
Morning.
Your Honor, that was for, in the event that our technology being backing up, what Ms. Hilton sent, I believe, was a request that we be allowed to replace the area that is now occupied with easels with the mono board in the event that there are technical difficulties, and if there were, we would simply join Zoom through the mono board so that everyone is able to see what is on the mono board. At this point, we don't have the mono board in court now, so it's not an issue.
I think before you do that, when it is available, you should probably dry run it.
Yes.
I know, Tammy.
It will meet your needs and specific
The judge.
issues that need to be addressed. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Steele, I haven't dealt with it. Okay. All right. Summon our jurors, please, sir.
All right. Now, a forewarning, they will show
Energy. I like that.
video
All right,
of the actual
State, call your
shooting.
next witness. All right. Some detective team.
Echo. That's the courtroom, not me.
Detective Teague, good afternoon, sir. If you would please approach the witness stand. Once you get there, if you'd be so kind to turn and face Sergeant Ingram and be sworn as a witness, please.
Raise your right hand. You swear firm testimony you give the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
State and spell your first and last name for the police.
Sure.
Hello, Detective Jason Teague, Jason, last name Teague.
Pull your camera on, please. Your camera. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Fine.
Detective Teague, where you work?
City of Atlanta Police Department.
And what do you do there?
I'm an electronic surveillance technician or / specialist in the Homeland Security Unit of the police department.
And how long?
That doesn't sound like he's. I mean, he might be assigned to an undercover team, but he does electronic surveillance. That, I mean, seriously?
How long have you worked with the APD and Homeland Security?
I've been a police officer for 26 years, in which I've been a detective for 20 years. I've been an electronic surveillance specialist since 2009.
Were you
Electronic
an electronic
surveillance.
surveillance technician on January 10th, 2015?
So he's not
Yes, I was.
dressing up as a
And Detective
hobo.
RICO certified?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever lost your code certification?
No.
Can you tell the jury what you do as a detective and an electronic surveillance technician?
Being a detective in the Homeland Security Unit, basically, the Homeland Security portion of it, we deal with everything from this critical infrastructure of the city. We deal with threats on threats on elected officials and things of that nature. And also we provide assistance for federal agencies for dignitary protection details, protectees, president, vice president, cabinet members, Supreme Court judges, whoever comes into town, that's actually a protectee. But the electronic
Okay, going through his.
thing you will need to do to work in the field and the base, like look at all the
I can
evidence.
skip through this.
To the network video recorder, which is basically a digital video recorder on a larger scale. Digital video recorders, basically, to bring it down to layman's terms, is basically a system that records video from cameras at a location. And you have to learn the methodology about how the system works to actually recover video from it to basically play.
Can anyone do this?
Well, there are some people who have IT backgrounds and stuff like that who could go through the system and export the video, but there are some people who are just savants in electronics, might be able to do it. Other people aren't. Other people have to go to training.
You have to go to training to extract the video from the surveillance camera. As in, here's the chip, and I put it in the computer. Welcome to experts.
Just like saying this is like, can anybody work on a car? Some people can, some people can't.
So tell the jury the process for like when you're asked to listen to video. What's that process like?
Process is basically a detective who's working the case will contact me or one of my partners. There's 3 of us to respond to a scene to actually pull video for them. Then once we get there, the detective will give us a date and time and what they need to see. Most of the time it's businesses. They'll tell us, I need the inside and outside cameras for this date and this time frame. And we pull that video and time frame that they request, and we turn the video over to them to basically watch and study their video.
Approximately how many times have you been asked to, pull up for their video?
Hundreds.
What agencies have you pulled up for their video?
Mostly it's for Atlanta PD, but I'll pull video from everybody from FBI, ATF, GDI.
This is not
other
the Pinch
agencies
Zoom
in
guy,
Fulton
by
County,
the way.
College
The
Park,
Pinch
East
Zoom
Point,
guy is
South
older.
Fulton, and
than
the DA's office.
Now, your unit, how many electronic surveillance technicians are in your unit?
3.
Do you and your team, there's 2 others, go out and pull video every time a crime is committed in the city of Atlanta?
No, we go out as we're requested because every crime in the city of Atlanta, there are a lot of them there's no video for. Happening, wooded areas, out in different areas of the street or inside houses, there's no video for. So we're only requested.
They have entire teams for
one of 2 things.
paid by
One
taxpayers' money.
is when businesses don't know how to give the detectives the
You
video.
could
They
get
might know how to play it, but they
the
don't know
same
how
level.
to export it and give it to us.
You can get the same level of expertise from Fiverr. I mean, you can pay an Indonesian guy $50 and he will do the exact same thing this guy does and his entire team.
Or 2, different things like people don't know what their system is or even how it works at all. That's when we're called in.
Do you ever work in the undercover capacity?
Yes, I do.
Me.
Well, pretty much daily, because we go out and we monitor different things as they pop up. Different protests, different incidents, or we go out to where the threats have been made, but also in the capacity when we pull video, we go out in undercover capacity because it puts the owners of the business at ease, because sometimes the owners they're in fear of retaliation for different incidents.
That's the undercover part. You. He's not an undercover agent. He just doesn't dress as a cop when he extracts the things from the surveillance cameras. That's not undercover work. That's just please don't dress as a cop when you get here. He could disguise it. I mean, he could be on the stand in cop uniform, and he walks out, puts on normal clothes and a ball cap, and that's his disguise. That's his undercover. Ooh, I'm undercover. No, honey. You are putting a ball cap on and normal clothes, and you go get the ship.
Happen on their property, so they're more at ease when they don't see a bunch of police officers showing up there to capture the video.
As an electronic surveillance technician, are you familiar with bit cameras at all?
Yes, I am.
Pay when you're undercover?
Well, vid cameras are basically the system the project between the police department and the police foundation, basically to expand video surveillance all over the city. And it's been an ongoing project for now. Really, the ideas of it started way back in 2007, the ideas of it. But basically, it's integrating cameras throughout the city. City of Atlanta cameras that we own, private businesses cameras, different agency, county, state, federal agencies into basically our video integration center. Some people, you hear it in the news, they call it real-time crime centers and stuff like that, to monitor cameras to help alleviate and, catch criminals after they've committed crimes, or either to monitor crowds or large events, like the Super Bowl, the upcoming World Cup, things of that nature. You can remotely monitor larger areas. It's basically in law enforcement, it's considered like a force multiplier. So you can have eyes where you can't put officers.
You mentioned it briefly, but what is VIC stand for?
Video Integration Center.
And how long has the VIC unit been in existence?
I think VIC has been around APD since around about 2008, 2009.
And what is the VIC unit?
It's basically it's a centralized, basically crime information center where they can monitor cameras in real time, and actually they have a working map knowing where they have cameras with access to, that they can watch recordings in the area to see if they can catch information about different crimes.
What are VIC cameras?
VIC cameras are basically, to quickly sum it up, they're IP cameras, which are internet protocol cameras, basically that are placed on poles that are powered, that actually stream video to the Video Integration Center, or stream video to wherever the servers are for the owners of the camera for the recordings of the video.
Now, does the number of VIC cameras, do they change from year to year?
Constantly. They're constantly increasing.
Are there more VIC cameras in existence now than there was in 2015?
Exponentially more.
Now, are you familiar with all locations of the VIC cameras?
No, you have to actually look in an interactive map to see where all of them are, because it's constantly changing.
Each year, is the VIC unit able to look at that integrated map and see where the cameras are?
Yes.
Is the VIC unit able to look at the integrated map and see which VIC cameras are working?
Yes, they can.
Is it routine for APD investigators to, ask you for VIC camera footage?
No, usually they'll just contact the Video Integration Center directly for VIC camera footage.
Now, as an APD officer yourself, is it routine as a VIC unit for VIC camera footage?
Yes.
Do you have a false nose, a false mustache when you go out to pick up surveillance video?
Yes, I do.
Undercover guy?
It's a license plate reader camera.
How do you know what it is?
Just years of training and basically dealing with them.
Is there a correlation between big cameras and LPR?
The correlation is basically the information is still piped through the video integration center.
What do LPR do?
They actually, in real time, take high-speed pictures of cars passing by, capturing the tag and running the tag information.
Now, do you have any way of knowing where big cameras and LPRs are, even though that you upload that footage?
Yeah, you have to look at the interactive map or contact the video integration center to see if there are any in the area of where your crime occurred.
Are electronic surveillance technicians always pull surveillance footage at night? Have they always pulled surveillance footage for you?
Ever since we were basically formed to do that, yes.
And how did y'all come to pull in this case?
I was requested in location by Detective Thorpe.
Now, when asked to pull surveillance footage for a crime scene, did you ever tell or suggest to the lead detective on scene about surveillance footage that you have not been asked to pull?
No, if there's existence of vid cameras in the area, if I knew about a specific vid camera, I would tell them, hey, there's a vid camera over here, a vid camera over there. Or even if I have a camera up in the area, I would let them know, but only if I know about it.
In 2014, have you previously pulled surveillance footage from the area of McDaniel, and Northside Law?
Yes.
Have you pulled it in 2015?
Yes.
Were you asked to assist in the January 10th, 2015 murder at 330 McDaniel Street?
Yes, I was.
By whom?
Detective Thorpe.
And tell jury what you were asked to do.
I was asked to pull video from the Texaco gas station in a barbershop next to the Texaco gas station. Detective Thorpe gave me the dates and times of the footage that he needed, and I recovered the footage and turned it over to him.
Now, when you were asked to assist in that investigation, did you know about any other surveillance cameras in that area besides the ones in which you pulled footage?
No.
Now, I want to go back to what you were asked to pull for the Donovan Thomas murder on January 10th, 2015. Are you familiar with the systems you were asked to pull surveillance footage for?
Yes.
What businesses?
The Texaco and the barbershop.
Can you explain the system used by the Texaco?
The Texaco has a GV800 system. At the time, back in 2015, that was pretty much the system that you ran into in most convenience stores and gas stations. Actually, oddly enough, it's one of the systems we kind of concentrated on when I actually went to specialized school for it. But it's a system, it's computer-based. It records to the hard drive of a standing desktop, basically recording footage of the inside and the outside of the business. It's very common back then. And the barbershop also?
Yes, please.
Well, the barbershop had a night owl system, which is another one very common for smaller, in use in very smaller businesses and homes at the time. But it's one we came in contact with almost daily in our work.
Permission to approach, Your Honor?
You may.
Detective Teague, I'm showing you a CD that contains State's Exhibit 292 Yankee Alpha through 292 Yankee Delta. Do you recognize this CD?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a video. It's my initials on it.
A video of what?
I think this is video. I don't remember if it's a video from the Texaco or everything, but it's video on here.
Okay. Did you review the contents of the CD before coming to court?
Yes.
And does the CD contain an accurate copy of footage obtained from Barbershop at 330 McDaniel Street?
Yes.
Permission to approach, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
Detective Teague, who did you get this footage from?
Well, the barbershop footage I got from the owner of the barbershop. He showed me what the system was, and I pulled the video from there. The Texaco, the clerks let me into the back room where the system was. I pulled the video.
Okay. Do you remember what he looks like?
The owner of the barbershop, black male, about 5'6", 5'7", bald-headed, brown complexion. He and I just remember specifically him. While I was pulling the video, he and I were actually talking about basketball a lot because my last name is Teague, and he's a Hawks fan.
I don't remember what he looks like.
Well, I actually seen him yesterday while we're getting ready to come into court, and he's leaving, and I recognized him from then. But I recognize him now. You recognize people, remember, because he and I, we actually had a long conversation while I was pulling the video.
So I want to show you, this time I want to publish what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 292 Yankee Alpha. And to your left, can you tell me what's depicted in 292 Yankee Alpha?
The inside of the barbershop.
Correction, 292 Yankee Echo. And did you see the individual you pulled the footage from?
Yes, the gentleman right here on the left.
Can you circle?
Can you see this gentleman right here?
Can you stand and point to the picture?
Tammy, what trial are you going to when you get to the States? I forget and I apologize. Well, the one trial, I will be in Atlanta around August 14 or 15. And I will try to get into the courthouse. And then we will see if Penny Willie sees me and throws me in jail or not.
Point right here.
Gentleman right there above where it says Cam 3.
Okay. Detective, can you tell me cameras that you pulled from? Footage from the barbershop?
Barbershop, I think I pulled four cameras.
And how did you decide which cameras to pull from?
Detective Thorpe told me he needed the inside and the outside cameras.
What is the date and time of the files on the CD?
The day and time we filed the CD were January 10th. The DVR at the barbershop was a little fast. I was like thinking about 1800, 1900 off the top of my head.
Now, when you go through a surveillance footage, do you have any way of knowing if the timestamp of the footage is correct?
Yes, you can look at the footage, at the live footage, and see what time it is, and just look at your watch and just tell what the offset is. And you advise the detective, say this is the offset on this one. Like some systems get off, or fast an hour behind an hour, or get off some. But I always advise the lead detective on the case what the offset is.
Now, does your training and experience as an electronic surveillance technician inform you of the reasons the timestamp may be off on a system like States 292 Yankee Alpha?
So the timestamps are wrong. And they are trying to, please tell us, undercover agent officer, why that be? Well, because whoever installed the surveillance camera might be not technically adept.
Yes.
What are some of those reasons?
Well, some DVR systems, depending on, say, if the system was unplugged for a long amount of time, or say power outages occurred in the area, the systems go off. Most of those DVR systems have a small battery in them that it's not a rechargeable battery, it's just a battery that's placed in it during manufacturing to help try to keep the time right. But knowing batteries do die over time. So the capacity of that battery to keep up the date and time is affected. Also, with DVR systems, the regular ones that you might have in your house or something, DVRs are pretty much simple computers. The main function of DVRs is to record the video, pretty much it. And that's what most of the capacity of it is toward. So things like date and time, you have to keep up with that yourself. So a lot of people, once it's plugged up, it stays that way. So they don't know, a lot of people don't have technological know-how to like go in and during daylight savings time to spring forward or fall back. And sometimes it's kind of like, the best way to describe it is how, if you're old enough to have a VCR, a lot of people never programmed the clock on that VCR. It's 12 o'clock forever. It just lasts 12 o'clock. Nobody ever programmed the time. But it's kind of the same principle with a lot of DVRs.
Have you all subscribed yet? If not, time to do so. I mean,
Yes.
I deserve it.
Why?
Because the timestamp is put on to the recordings by the DVR itself.
Now, was that timestamp accurate or was it off?
It was off. It was a little fast.
How much off was it?
I think it was like 40-something minutes fast.
How do you know?
I looked at my watch when I was there.
Now, do you tell the detective what timestamps are off?
You remember this
Yes,
from
I do.
2015?
Did you inform detective Thorpe of the timestamp difference?
Yes, I did.
At this time, the state moves to admit States 292 Yankee Alpha or 292 Yankee Delta for admission. And for the record, these are the 4 cameras from the barbershop list at 3:30 p.m.
Any objection to states 292 Yankee Alpha through Delta? All right, hearing none, there.
Yes, Judge, I'm gonna object to the admissibility.
Which one, or you reject all?
The entirety. of
What's the
this
basis, sir?
improper foundation, and also cite to Yancey versus State, reported to 294.
Overruled, sir. I'm going to admit them over objection. And they may be published as you see fit, Mr. Adams. I'll give you continuing objection. They're admitted, may be published as you see fit, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Procedural.
You may, sir.
Detective Teague, I'm now showing you what has been marked as states 292 Yankee Foxtrot through 292 Yankee Kilo. These are steel shots from the Barbershop at 330 Daniel Street. Do you recognize them?
Yes, there's still shots of the video that I pulled from the barbershop.
And are they a fair and accurate representation of the footage from the Barbershop?
Yes.
Commissioner Procedural. At this time, the state moves to admit states exhibits 292 Yankee Foxtrot through 292 Yankee Kilo.
Thank you for watching, Patty. And the rest of you, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. It's people, this is why I do this. Well, one of the reasons.
You're all taking a
It's
look
not
at
the
it,
reason
yes.
why I do it, but it's the reason why I continue to do it, because you encourage me. Thank you.
Any objections to states 292 Yankee Foxtrot through 292 Yankee Kilo?
Still from the same meeting, so we have the same foundation objection, also object to a few.
All right, I'm going to overrule the objection. I'll note that a continuing objection and they're admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Thank you. Permission to approach, right?
Yes, sir.
Detective Teague, I'm now showing you a thumb drive containing states exhibits 295 Yankee and 296 Yankee. First, for 295 Yankee, do you recognize it? Well, do you recognize the content of the thumb drive?
Yes, it's the video compilation.
And
The video from the barbershop and the gas station.
have you reviewed the contents of the thumb drive after that?
Yes.
And what are the contents?
Video from the video that I pulled and the compilation of the videos.
From the
Gas station and the barbershop.
with respect to the gas station footage, is it a fair and accurate representation of the footage you're saying from the gas station, Texaco gas station and Daniel North Side?
Yes.
For 296Y, which are snippets, the compilation you referenced, have you viewed those snippets before coming to court yet?
Yes.
And are those a fair and accurate representation of the footage obtained from the barbershop and Texaco?
Yes.
Commissioner Procedural? Detective Teague, who did you get the Texaco footage from?
The clerks at the store.
How many cameras did you pull footage from?
I think the Texaco, I think I pulled 16 cameras.
How did you decide which cameras to pull from?
Detective Ford provides me he needed the inside and outside cameras.
And was the timestamp on each of the Texaco cameras files the same?
Yes.
And this time the state moves to admit State's Exhibit 295 Yankee and 296 Yankee.
Any objection to states 295 Yankee or 296 Yankee?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I said, do you have any objection to states 295 Yankee or 296 Yankee?
Yes, same objection, just based on foundation. And specifically, the last one, I'm sorry, is it the number again for that last one?
296 Yankee.
That's the compilation, is that correct?
No, that's the snippets of the barbershop in the Texaco.
Yeah, could have an objection to 296, I think because of the way it's compiled out, it's the both cumulative as well as confusing the jury, so I think that makes.
I'm gonna overrule the objection and admit them over objection. I'll give you a continuing objection. You may publish as you see fit, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. You take the view the systems in real time,
Yes,
and did the systems accurately show outside and inside the text?
yes.
Commissioner Boudreaux?
Incorrect timestamps. No. As long as they can show that the shooting took place at that time and then show, okay, the camera is off, but you can clearly see the bullets flying. Yeah, okay. But generally, if timestamps are wrong, they're just plain wrong.
States 292 Yankee Lima through 292 Yankee November. Do you recognize it?
Yes.
And how do you recognize it?
It's footage from the outside of the gas station on north side of McDaniel Street, looking at actually the intersection of McDaniel and north side.
We have fair accurate representation of footage from the text record.
Yes.
This time, state moves to admit it. State 292 Yankee Lima.
Lima.
Pardon?
Lima.
Lima.
Not Lima. Lima. Lima's the thing. Military people around the world are just cringing at this point in time.
Mhm.
292 Yankee
Lima through
Lima.
November.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't believe those are the ones we saw.
Okay.
You want, all right, you take a look at them first.
So in response to the court, same foundation objection.
All right, sir. They're admitted over objection. I'll give you continuing objection. They're admitted and maybe published as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Teague, did you also view the barbershop system in real time?
Yes.
And did the cameras accurately capture outside and inside the barbershop?
Yes.
And at this time, we will publish states 292 Yankee Alpha up to eight minutes and 32 seconds. 8:32:50. That's about 30 minutes time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you good? Or you want to take a comfort break before we see this video? I think, we good? Okay, all right. Anybody else out here? All right, roll it. We're gonna take one afterwards, okay? So, all right, okay. All right.
Detective Teague, can you see 292 Yankee Alpha on the screen?
Yes.
And what is the time and date of 292 Yankee Alpha?
It shows 1/10 of 2015, 8 p.m., which we've already been over as fast.
And what camera? Or what camera?
We're looking at, see camera number 1.
Is that, what side of the barbershop is that?
That would be the side of the barbershop facing McDaniel Street. looking northbound.
Is that the east side of the barbershop?
Yes.
Hey, Janie. Hey, Miss Hughes. Well, you're very welcome for the songs. I so enjoy doing it. Well, it's not me doing it, it's AI doing it. So
Detective, do you know any of the individuals in this photo?
No.
And for the record, they're kind of just standing around.
Yes.
Detective, is this prior to the shooting occurred at this location?
Yes.
And for the record, at 8:01:47, are people kind of just like congregating around the SUV, Detective T?
Yes.
At 8:02:31, has any shots been fired yet?
No.
Okay, pause right there. At 8:03. At 8:03:48, you see the gentleman about this ring looks like a camouflage.
Yeah.
Do you know that individual?
No.
Not Detective T, you see a gentleman in a camouflage jacket and a skull cap, on the side of the vehicle, while they're congregating.
Yes.
You know that?
No.
Do you see the camouflage jacket and the skull cap?
Yes.
Know that individual?
No.
Did you know that other kind of person?
No.
I have no idea why they are choosing to play all of those minutes. But here we are.
Yes.
Busy road.
I'm sorry.
807. Yes.
So now we're up to 8 minutes played. Oh,
For the record, at 8:40, 8:08:40,
and there it was.
8:08:40, I'm sorry. 8:08:41, the shooting just take place.
Yeah, but it on my monitor didn't show the shooting.
Oh, really?
On the call.
Yeah, it jumped to 808:44. So
Yeah, one. Eight oh eight 40, the shooting take place.
yes.
For the record, we're continuing from 8:08:44.
That is a spray of bullets in a very short amount of time. Now, here's the thing with the drive-by shooting. How do we know it was actually Donovan Thomas who was the main target? Because if the prosecution is going to make the connection to the defendants, they need to show that Donovan Thomas was the prime target of this. And drive-bys aren't that accurate. Okay, they are playing quite a bit of this. Let's speed it up to 1.5. Yeah, I agree with you, Tammy. This proves a shooting took place, but does it prove that Mr. Thomas was the prime target? I don't think so. Skipping ahead a bit. People who ran away are now coming back.
At 8, for the record, 8:12:58, you see police arrive?
I say lights, right quick, I say a blur of lights, so. Okay, now I see the blue lights.
What record, either June 28th, is when you do like.
Yep.
You check the surveillance video, taking capture any sound.
Some do, some don't.
Did it?
No.
Okay, so now the cops are on the scene. Perimeters put up. Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible situation, but what does it actually prove other than there was a shooting, a drive-by shooting?
Yes.
And sadly, that would be Donovan Thomas.
Detective, you know any of the person being with?
No.
I assume that was Donovan Thomas. I don't know. Okay. That was the end of that.
Sure. Detective Teague, is there an additional amount of footage left on this camera angle that you would that has not been shown yet?
Yes.
You actually don't have to play every angle of everything. We know a shooting took place. Now you played
Detective Teague, is there
Camera.
any more shooting shown on this angle footage beyond what we have already seen?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the state is getting ready to publish 30 minutes of the next angle footage if the court deems it appropriate time for
30 minutes of another
Yes,
angle.
that would be appropriate. Members of the jury, how about we take about 15 minutes, okay? All right, we're going to recess for
Why?
15 minutes. All rise.
30 minutes of another angle. Why? Why? And there was a break. And now they're back from the break.
Members of the jury and counsels, I'm going to go ahead. I need to make a phone call to get our Zoom to be working again, so just bear with me.
Okay, let's.
We're just going to recess in place. See if it, you all.
Okay. Yeah, they have no internet. It seems like they lost internet in the courthouse, so they can't play more things. Which brings us to spineless Judge Glanville. I don't know.
We missing, sorry, name? I'm sorry, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, as Gigi says, I'm really sorry Mr. Thomas got pew-pewed. But who did it? I mean, this doesn't even come close to showing, okay, who had a motive. Maybe a bunch of people had a motive. Or there was just some guys driving by going, hey, that's a crowd. Pew-pew.
All right, do we have everybody now? Let's see. Okay, all right. Councilors, just to fill you in on our impromptu bench conference, which is the subject of what we like to talk about at this point in time. It appears that our internet is still out or down countywide, or at least on this side of the building. So, given the fact that we have been down more than an hour and it looks like
the
internet services are still not working, it might be best to just recess for today.
Yeah, this recess is
councils with your concurrence,
only for the jury.
or even with
They
not
will
your
have
concurrence,
a
I'm
hearing.
going to go ahead and excuse.
They will have a hearing. About a motion. Let's see. I believe the next witness or a witness coming forward is Donovan Thomas' dad. Now, they have a motion in place regarding, because he will testify that his son told him about a potential conflict growing between Rich Homie Quan, Birdman, and Young Thug. And this would be the state's theory regarding this. Here's the thing. These are all hearsay. We don't know if that conversation ever took place. And yeah, so that is what they will debate later today. Oh, well, they are debating it as we speak, I believe. No, they haven't started with it yet, it seems. So this is my cutoff time. So we will be back tomorrow with this, because I don't know how lengthy it will be, what will be said. I will be doing these recaps because it saves time. Oh, I'm so sorry. It saves time, and I can cut out all the breaks, pauses, the pee breaks, the walk your dog breaks, and everything. So I will see you all here back here tomorrow. I will start earlier tomorrow, and yeah, with more of this. But today was at least a bit more interesting than the past month. It's so folks, thank you for showing up. Give the thumbs up and all the thingies. Subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, hug your family. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? I will see you all back here tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.